Hey everyone, welcome to this pick a card tarot and oracle reading. I'm Amber, and today we'll be looking into what you can generally expect to happen next in love and what is coming for you in love if you are single. So I really do hope I'll be able to provide you with some clarity and insight onto this matter for you. So I have 3 different groups for you to choose from today. So this is going to be group number 1, this is going to be group number 2, and this is going to be group number 3. So use your intuition and pick the pile that you feel drawn to right now. And I will be getting some more tarot cards in your reading. But yeah, just feel free to pick the pile that you feel drawn to. And if you feel drawn to multiple piles or all of them, feel free to choose all of them or multiple. I will put timestamps down below for your group, so feel free to use those to skip ahead to your reading. So, without further ado, I will go right into it and start with group number 1 first. Hey group number 1, welcome to your tarot and oracle reading. So, let's take a look for you guys. What is coming for you in love? Okay. Right. So, the message that I'm getting for you guys, right, is that, okay, I'm going to be honest. So I do feel that if you're watching this reading group number 1, currently you have your sights on someone who isn't reciprocating the care and love and affection that you yourself are giving out, okay? I do feel as though you feel like you're not cared for or appreciated by this person. Perhaps you're the one who's always messaging them or calling them or trying to arrange something with them, but perhaps they're showing disinterest towards you. That's not to say there's anything like wrong with you at all. Like I just feel like this person perhaps isn't in like the right mindset to date. Perhaps their affections just lie elsewhere, right? But it does seem that you're perhaps emotionally invested in this person and they're just not giving back to you. They're just not giving the same love and care that you're giving out, right? And this is leaving you feeling quite rejected. Okay, that's the message I'm getting, right? And the message I'm getting for some of you is that it does seem that you're perhaps it does seem that you are sort of I don't want to say this is your fault as such, right? You're not like attracting this situation on purpose, but it's like unconsciously you do have these like underlying things that you don't deserve love, right? And it does seem that unconsciously you don't feel like you're lovable, right? But soon you're going to come to a realization that you are lovable. You're going to come to a realization of your own value and your own worth, okay? I do see your self-esteem really improving, okay? I see that you will start to feel really good about yourself and you'll start to just realize just how wonderful you are. And once you come to this realization, you are going to attract great love in. I see someone new coming in, right? Someone who does reciprocate the care and love and affection that you give out. And honestly, I'm even getting the message that this person will perhaps be the best thing that's ever happened to you, right? In that sense, it's like I see them being very thoughtful. I see them being very affectionate. I see them being very romantic. And there is a message coming through that you haven't experienced like peak happiness and love yet. Like, yeah, sure. Like you might have had like good experiences in love. You might have had some romantic, pleasant experiences, right? But you haven't, it's like you haven't experienced like peak romance and love that you're going to experience in your life yet. And soon this person is going to come in and you are going to experience that peak level of like love and romance, right? And once this person comes in, I am getting the sense that you're going to feel like you're missing out in a way. You're going to feel like you have missed out like on love, like till they came in. Because honestly, you're going to have such a, loving, romantic, affectionate relationship. I see them being very expressive of their feelings. I see them, really reaching out to you and letting you know that they care and truly love you, right? And I see them really boosting your self-esteem as well. I see them really putting you on a pedestal and them, making sacrifices for you and them really going out of their way to show you that they care. I see them making like a lot of like really grand romantic gestures and I feel that you're just going to feel so loved and appreciated by them, right? It's like you have to go through this process first where you come to this realization of like just how wonderful you are, and that's when you're gonna attract this great love in, right? Because it's like I sort of see this intervention happening in a way. It's like you might be hung up on someone who just isn't giving back to you, and I see, you know, people around you who care about you sort of say, look, like, you deserve so much more. You deserve so much more than what this person is giving to you. And I see them really trying to help you feel really good about yourself and help you raise your self-esteem and stuff. And you're going to come to this realization. You're going to be like, yeah, like, I deserve more. Like, I deserve, like, better love. There's something better out there for me, right? And then that will allow you to sort of move on from this person, right? And then go on to someone new, someone who does really, really reciprocate, you know, their love to you, okay? So let's get some tarot cards for you guys. So let's see. So please show me for group number 1. Please show me what is coming for group number 1 in love. Please show me Spirit. Yeah. Yeah. So I really do get the sense, right, that ultimately this person that you attract in love, you are going to make a great team when you are in a relationship with one another, okay? I feel like you are going to, you know, really be a very supportive couple. Like, you're going to be very supportive of one another. You're going to feel like you're on the same team. You're going to feel like you can always trust them and rely on them, you know, in tough times, okay? And I do see you really building a life together and growing something really solid and stable and long-lasting, okay? And one message that I'm getting, right, is that this person who hasn't been, you know, showing this, you know, care and love to you, I feel that, like, when you sort of move on to this new person, they'll be, like, feeling quite jealous, and I feel that they'll try and, you know, get you back in a way, but I don't think it's out of genuine love. I feel like it would just be because they'll be missing that attention you gave them, right? It's like this person that you're perhaps invested in now, if that's your situation, if you're like invested in this person, if you're like reaching out to them and giving them this attention, it's like I'm getting a message that they like this attention that you're giving them, but it's like they can't be bothered to give back to you, right? It's just that they're sort of using you in a way, because they're getting all this energy from you when you're, like, you know, giving all this love and care to them, right? And I feel like they might even try and, you know, cause drama and interfere in, you know, the new relationship that's coming in, right? But they won't be able to do anything. They won't be able to actually cause any, like, harm to this relationship, because you're going to be so solid. And I feel like you are the person that you will attract, right? You'll sort of be laughing at this person. You'll be thinking, yeah, like, you know, it's kind of like sad how they're trying to, you know, cause problems like this, right? They won't be able to cause any harm, but it's like they'll try to. And yeah, but you don't have anything to worry about. Like, they won't actually, okay? But yeah, I do feel that you're going on to, you know, a really exciting new beginning in love. And it's going to grow into such a wonderful relationship. I feel there's a message coming through that this person you're going to attract in, I am really getting the message that this is going to be a very long-lasting relationship. And I do feel that this relationship, it will develop, you know, quite slowly over time, but this is just a sign to me that it's going to be like a very long-lasting one, okay? Because you're not going to rush into things. You're not going to, you know, go to the next level very quickly, but it does seem like you'll take one step at a time, and this is just the perfect, you know, ingredient for, like, this being like a very long-lasting, harmonious relationship. It's going to really grow into something wonderful, basically. And I see that you will, like, have a future together, right? And I am getting a message that I'm also getting a message that the person coming in, like the new person coming in, they're very intelligent. Like, they're very, very intelligent. And I do feel that I do feel that they'll be like really into like reading and stuff, and I feel that they'll be like, you know, really smart, and that I feel like they'll have like a quite high powered job as well, right? And for some of you, this person could be like an air sign or have a lot of air placements in their birth chart. Like they could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, right? Or they could have like a lot of air in their chart, right? But so yeah, that's a sign to look out for. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing for you guys. I really hope that you liked your reading and found it helpful and insightful. I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye! Hey group number 2, I hope that you're all doing well. Welcome to your tarot and oracle reading. So let's take a look for you guys. What can you expect to happen next in love, and what is coming for you next in love? Okay. Wow. You're going to meet the love of your life. That's quite simply the message I'm getting. You're going to meet the love of your life very soon, right? And there is this sense that the person that you next meet, the person that you next go into a relationship with, the relationship is going to progress very, very quickly. But not in a way that it's scary, because I feel that you'll both be just very into each other, right? Sometimes it is like a bit of a red flag when, a relationship progresses too quickly. But in this case, it's not like it won't be like a red flag, right? It'll just feel so right when you're together, okay? You'll feel like an instant chemistry with this person. You'll feel like an instant attraction. And you'll both have this like inner knowing that you're meant for each other, and that you will end up with each other, and that you will marry each other. And I'm even seeing like a wedding like happening quite quickly, right? Like a marriage happening between you both. Like I'm hearing within like a year of you meeting. That's the message I'm hearing, like within a year of you meeting, right? Like it's not going to be it's not going to feel like it's too fast for the both of you. It's going to feel so right, okay? And it's honestly, there's going to be so much passion and chemistry between the two of you, okay? It's just, you're sort of almost going to want to just progress things as quickly as you can, right? Because you'll feel like you're soulmates. You'll feel like you just click instantly, right? You'll just fit into each other's lives so well. I feel that you'll have a lot in common. I feel that you'll have similar jobs as well. That's a message I'm getting. It's like you'll fit into each other's lives really nicely, okay? Or you'll like want very similar things out of life in a relationship. So, you'll feel like you'll want a future with them, basically, right? And they'll feel like they really want a future with you, okay? And there's really going to be so much passion in this relationship, right? There's going to be so much love and affection, shown between one another in this relationship. It's going to be incredibly romantic. And I see you having like a very nice wedding as well. I see you having like a very beautiful wedding, actually, right? I see it like being like a very beautiful experience that you have together. I see you, really coming together to, celebrate your love. And I see, your families getting along really well with each other as well, right? I see that, I feel that it's really just going to be like such an amazing experience, like marrying this person, basically, right? And it's just going to feel like everything's coming together, right? And I feel that this is almost going to like take you by surprise, like this relationship, right? I feel like you won't be expecting this person to come into your life, and you won't be expecting to progress things so quickly, but that's what I see happening. Yeah. So let's get some tarot cards to you as well. So please show me for group number 2, what is coming for group number 2 in love. Another message that's coming through is that I feel that you're going to be very like invested in each other, like from when you first meet. It seems that you will be wanting to spend like a lot of time together. I feel as though you'll be like it's almost like you'll be inseparable, like when you meet this person, right? You'll feel as like you're 2 peas in a pod, basically. So yeah, let's get some tarot cards for you as well. So please show me for group number 2 what's coming for group number 2 in love. Okay. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so much happiness. So much happiness in this relationship. My goodness. I am getting the message that it's going to be a very fun relationship. Like, you're going to have so much fun together. I feel as though you're both quite, like, fun people, right? And you like, you know, going out, you like partying, you like doing things, I feel like you both like doing, like, quite active, adventurous things. And the message that's coming through is that you're going to be doing lots of different things with one another. You're going to be going on lots of adventures with one another. You'll be doing lots of like new activities with one another. You'll like go partying together, and it's honestly going to be such a fun relationship. And there's a message coming through that this relationship is going to make you feel very like balanced and whole and complete within yourself. That's not to say like you're not whole and complete without this person, but they're really going to provide you with a sense of, you know, structure and stability. It's like they'll make you feel like really safe, basically, and that you can, you know, really trust them, right? Like, you'll feel like you can fully be yourself and fully open up to this person, and you'll feel like you won't have to hide any sort of aspect of yourself. Because I feel that sometimes, maybe when you've been with other people before, perhaps you felt like you had to sort of hide parts of yourself to be accepted by them, or that you couldn't fully be yourself without being criticised. But it seems that you'll feel like free to just express who you are and your whole personality, right? And this is honestly going to feel so freeing, and they're really going to just love and accept you for like who you are, basically. They're really just going to be appreciative of like everything about you, right? I feel as though they're really going to just, I suppose, sort of just embrace you for exactly who you are, right? They won't try and change you. They won't criticize you. Like, I'm sensing that they won't be very critical of you. Like, they'll just be very, they'll be in admiration of you, right? Perhaps like people who you've been with before have been like critical of you, but this person's just not going to be that towards you. They're going to completely love and cherish and respect you, and you're just going to feel so loved and appreciated for who you are, right? And that's going to make you feel so like whole and complete, right? And there's going to be so much happiness in this relationship. There really will be. You'll make each other feel so happy, okay? And I am getting the message that you'll be like sort of divine counterparts, right? It's like, I feel that this person, like if you're interested in men, right, they're going to be like very sort of like masculine in their appearance, right? And perhaps and if you're a woman, I feel that you're like very like feminine in your appearance, and it's like you're gonna balance each other out in that way. It's like you perhaps might have very like feminine energy and they have very masculine energy. I mean, you might be a man watching this, but it's like one of you has like very feminine energy and one of you has very masculine energy, right? And it's like you balance each other out in that way, right? If that makes sense, okay? And I really do feel that you'll be very supportive of one another. Like, another message that's coming through is that I feel that one of you, like, this doesn't have to be your situation, right? But perhaps one of you might be the one, you know, working and, you know, making the money in the relationship, and the other, right? It doesn't have to be you. It could be them. They could be the one who you know, stays at home and stuff like that. Like, that's the sort of image I'm getting. It's like you could have like this you could perhaps, you know, fall into more like traditional, you know, gender roles in this relationship. That could be something that you're into. It might not be something you're into. It doesn't have to be that, but that is a message that's coming through for some of you. But yeah, I'm seeing like one of you taking on like the role of provider, basically. It doesn't, I mean, you could be a woman watching this and you could take on the role of provider, right? Like, it doesn't have to be like a man who takes on the role of provider, but that's the sort of image I'm getting. It's like, yeah, you'll just be very supportive of one another. Like, one of you will be like more of like a nurturing influence, and another will be like a more, you know, supportive influence, like providing like structure, right? It's like that protection and structure for one of you, and another is going to be like a nurturing, like supportive influence. It's going to be like a really nice balanced dynamic between both of you, right? So yeah, that is what I'm seeing for you guys. I really hope that you liked your reading and found it helpful and insightful. I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye! Hey, group number 3, I hope that you're well. Welcome to your tarot and oracle reading. So, let's take a look for you. What is coming for you in love? So, let's see. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, love is definitely coming in for you guys. Yeah. Like, to be honest, I do get the sense that, okay, I'm getting the sense that you guys, you're perhaps a bit perfectionistic sometimes, okay? That's not necessarily a bad thing, right? But the message that I'm getting is that you have like this very specific idea of what it is you want in love, right? You have this very specific idea of who you want, like what sort of situation you want to play out. But there is a message coming through that you sort of need to let go of like this idea of what you think, you know, your perfect person looks like, or what your perfect situation in love looks like, because I feel like you don't quite know what that is as of yet. And there's this message coming through that you perhaps, to attract in true love right now, you sort of need to go with the flow a bit more, right? So you might have like this idea that, you know, you'll meet your partner in a certain place, or, you know, that they'll be from a certain, you know, background, or that they'll, you know, look a certain way or be a certain way. But it does seem that the person who you'll fall in love with will be the person that you won't exactly expect to fall in love with, okay? And I do get the sense, there is another message coming through, is that you haven't, so I do feel that perhaps if you chose group number 3, okay, you have like sort of an idealized version of how, like, visualization of what love should be, right? It's like perhaps you know, have been single for a while. Perhaps you've been looking at like romances and on TV and books. It's like I'm seeing you like this figure, this little cherub in the background is you, right? And, you know, you looking at like this couple, perhaps, you know, someone who's on screen, right? Perhaps someone who, like a fictional couple, right, that you really look up to. Perhaps you think, oh yeah, I want what they have, you know, that's what true love looks like. Or perhaps you're not looking to someone in your real life and thinking, oh wow, like they have the perfect relationship, right? But it's like, I feel that perhaps you need to sort of let go of this idea of what this perfect relationship looks like to let love in. That's a message that's coming through, okay? Because it's almost like you're sort of, I do feel that you might be rejecting people, you know, based on this conception you have, because maybe they don't fit a certain criteria. But it's like, I feel that if you perhaps went with the flow a little bit more, right? And you were more sort of open to like other people. I feel that you guys, perhaps you're quite, and there's nothing wrong with this, like there's nothing wrong with being picky, but I am getting the message, perhaps you're, you know, rejecting a lot of people right now. Perhaps you're sort of blocking out love in a way. Perhaps you're, you know, on an unconscious level, you're scared to experience true love. But it's like, it's ready for you. It's waiting for you. Like true love is just waiting for you. But it's like there's this message coming through that you need to open yourself up to love. And I feel that, I mean, I'm getting this message that you perhaps have seen like unhealthy relationships play out in your life as well. Perhaps, you know, this was your parents even that you saw when you're growing up. Perhaps you saw that they had quite a toxic relationship, or perhaps you've seen other people have toxic relationships, and now you're like ultra vigilant, okay, and you're ultra scared of like having that toxic relationship. So you unconsciously you like block out like anyone, right? And I'm getting this message that perhaps you do need to sort of deconstruct these like ideas of what you believe love to be, and that you might think that all relationships might turn out toxic, right? In a way, it's like you think maybe if someone doesn't have like X and this criteria or the other, right, that it will end up like a toxic relationship like that. So you might be so worried and so vigilant and so cautious about who you let in, right? But I do feel that you're being guided to, I don't know, I suppose, realise that not every single relationship will end up toxic, right? And that I do see that a lot of positive things coming in for you in love. I really do. I there's this message coming through that you need to stay optimistic right now, right? You need to think in a positive way. And stop yourself from thinking in a way like, okay, so it's almost like you're framing things in a more negative way right now, okay? So it's like you might be thinking, okay, right, I need to avoid, toxic people. I need to avoid any toxic relationships, right? Instead of thinking, okay, like, let's look for, a positive relationship. Let's look for a loving relationship. I feel that you're being guided to, look for the green flags as much as you look for the red flags, right? Because that is what is going to help you see who is a good match for you. I feel that you perhaps go into, when you're dating, perhaps you are hyper vigilant and you're always looking for like these red flags, right? And sometimes I'm getting a message that sometimes you perhaps see certain red flags when there are, right? That's not to say like you don't see red flags sometimes. Like sometimes I do feel that, you're accurate in your judgment, right? But it's almost like you don't look for green flags. I feel like you're being guided to look for the green flags, right? Just as much as you do the red flags. Like, look out for people who, are, really positive and non-toxic. People who, show these, like, green flags. For example, showing, like, displays of affection, I suppose, like, in a healthy way. And I suppose them showing kindness to like other people and their friends as well as you, right? Like, that's just an example, but there's loads of examples of like green flags. But it's like you're being guided to like frame it in like a more positive way to attract this like true love in. But I do feel that like very soon you will meet your true love. You will, sort of release any fears that you have, and when you meet this person, it's almost like this will help you release any fears that you have about love. And there is a message that's coming in, is that when you do meet this person, I do feel that you'll perhaps, be quite guarded at first, right? And I feel that you'll be very like slow to warm up to one another. But this person is really going to respect your boundaries. They're not going to push you into anything or force you to do anything you don't want to do. I feel like they're going to be very happy going at your own pace, and that in itself is a green flag, right? And I feel that when you open up to this person, right, because they'll be very respectful of you, it's like you'll learn to trust and you'll learn to realise that, great love is possible, right? And that it doesn't have to end up toxic, okay? And honestly, I do feel that you'll have a very, very, very loving relationship. And the main message I'm getting here is that this person is going to be very respectful of you. Like, they really are. Like, they're not going to be the sort of person to try and force you to do anything. They're going to be very, like, considerate of you, okay? Because sometimes it's the case where when you date someone, they might not necessarily be very respectful of your boundaries. They might not always, I suppose they might be thinking more about themselves and like what they want from the relationship. And if you're not giving what they want, they might, try and challenge your boundaries. But it seems like this person, they'll be just very like respectful of what you want. And if you say to them, look, I need some space, I need some time to think about things, I'll be like, okay, but I'm here if you need it. But I'm here if you need me, but if you need some space away, that's fine. Or, if perhaps you need breaks away from this person, they're just going to be very respectful of, your time and space, and they'll just be there for you to come back to, right? It's there's this message that they're going to be there for you. They're going to be like sort of like a rock for you, right? And I do feel like they're going to be, I do see you really opening up to this person about, you know, your fears and your worries, and them being, you know, very, very, very understanding and supportive, and really helping you overcome any sort of worries and inner fears you have, okay? Right? And they're going to make you feel like you can love and that you're safe to love, basically. They're going to make you feel very safe, because I feel that right now you might feel worried in case you're going to get heartbroken and that you're going to get hurt, and that, you know, relationships can be, you know, dangerous and harmful, right? And that's not necessarily the case. They're going to make you realise that, you know, love can be safe, and it can be safe for you being in a relationship, okay? So yeah, let's get some tarot cards for you as well. So please show me for group number 3. What is coming for group number 3 in love? Yeah. Yeah. So this person coming in, right, they could be a fire sign or have a lot of fire in their charts, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, right? I feel that they're honestly, they really are going to, like I was saying, they're honestly going to be very, you know, respectful of you, right? And I am sort of seeing, like, other people, I am seeing a lot of other people around you, like, showing interest in you, but like I was saying, it's like perhaps you block out people, perhaps you aren't exactly very open to people right now, perhaps, you know, you do, I'm getting the message, perhaps you even reject a lot of people right now because, you know, you're kind of scared of opening up and being in a relationship in a way, right? And you certainly won't be short of, like, attention, right? But it's like, it might be hard, you know, finding that person who, you know, who you feel you can truly open up with, but, you know, you will soon meet that person who you feel like you can really trust. And I see you having, like, I really do see you having, like, such an emotionally fulfilling relationship, right? I see you, you know, having, like, a very, very, very happy life together. I see you being very content. I see you, you know, eventually having a family, setting up a home together, potentially having pets with one another, potentially having, like, children with one another. And I see you just having, like, this very loving, you know, relationship and partnership and home life with one another. I see you having, like, a very, you know, peaceful home together, right? Like, whatever you idealize as, like, your sort of ideal future life with your partner, that's what you're going to get. You're going to achieve that with them, right? And I honestly feel that you're going to feel very emotionally safe and fulfilled, okay? Because I feel that you perhaps right now, and perhaps in other relationships, you haven't exactly felt very emotionally safe or very emotionally fulfilled too much. Perhaps you felt like you couldn't, you know, fully trust people. But it's like there's this sense that you're going to feel like you can fully trust and open up to this person coming in, okay, right? And I feel that you're, like I was saying, I feel like you'll know that you'll trust this person because they'll be respectful of your boundaries. Like, they're not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do. And this is what, and in your mind, you'll start thinking to yourself, okay, I can trust this person because they're not going to ever force me to, you know, do anything against my wishes, okay? And then that is when you know you'll be able to open up more to this person. And that is when the great love will come in for you. But honestly, I feel that you're going to, you know, reach peak, like, emotional fulfillment, like, with this person, right? Like, they're honestly going to make you feel so joyful and happy and, you know, at ease, right? And yeah, there's going to be, like, a lot of tenderness in this partnership as well, like, a lot. And you're going to be very considerate of one another, okay? You're always going to consider each other's, you know, views and opinions, and you're going to come to compromises to, you know, make each other happy, right? And especially this person coming in, they're really going to be very willing to make compromises to make you happy and to do their best to accommodate you and, support your needs, okay? So, for example, if you say, oh, yeah, I've always wanted to, live in this sort of house, they'll be like, oh, yeah, let's make that happen for you, kind of thing. Or, it could be anything else. It could be you could say, oh, I've always wanted to go on holiday here, or I've always wanted to do this, I've always wanted to do that, or, I've always wanted, this amount of children, and I feel that they'll be very willing to, make that happen for you. They'll be like, oh, yeah, I want to see you happy, so let's do that. Let's go to this place. Let's have this amount of children, right? Because they'll put your happiness before their own. That's the message I'm getting, right? They'll just want to see you happy. It's they'll have such a true love for you, right? It's almost like this unconditional love that they'll feel for you. And there's this sense that they'll really want to be a friend to you as well. They'll care for you as a friend as well as a partner. So yeah, that is what I'm saying for you guys. I really hope that you liked your reading and found it helpful and insightful. I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!